Have you ever been in that moment, your lips locked with hers, the heat rising between you, when she suddenly takes your hand and guides it somewhere specific that wasn't random? She was showing you exactly where she wanted to feel your touch, revealing one of her hidden weaknesses. The truth is, only 5% of men truly understand how to tap into a woman's most vulnerable and sensitive spots, physically and psychologically. In this video, we'll explore 10 powerful psychological weaknesses every woman has and how understanding them can make you unforgettable. Make sure to subscribe and like. Let's unlock these secrets together. Weakness 1, inner thighs, the hidden gateway to desire. The inner thighs are one of the most underestimated yet highly sensitive areas of a woman's body. Their proximity to the most intimate regions makes them a powerful zone of arousal, yet many men fail to recognize their full potential. The skin here is incredibly delicate, packed with nerve endings that heighten sensitivity, making even the slightest touch feel electrifying. Touched with care and precision, the inner thighs can send shivers of anticipation through a woman's body, creating a buildup of tension that intensifies desire. But the key lies in the approach. A rushed or rough touch can ruin the moment, whereas slow, teasing strokes can ignite fireworks. For instance, picture this. You and your partner are enjoying a romantic evening at home, the dim lights casting a soft glow around the room. As she sits beside you, engrossed in conversation, you subtly trail your fingertips along the inside of her thigh. The warmth of your touch, combined with the unexpected yet deliberate nature of the gesture, sends a rush of excitement through her. She may instinctively lean in, her body responding to the unspoken intensity of the moment. Even in everyday situations, this touch can deepen emotional and physical connection. Holding her close, letting your hands rest lightly on her thighs while whispering in her ear can create an irresistible chemistry. When done right, this simple yet strategic move will make her crave more of your touch, amplifying the attraction and desire between you both. Weakness 2, back, the overlooked pathway to intimacy. A woman's back is one of the most erogenous zones, yet it's often ignored. Many don't realize that the back, especially the lower and upper regions, is a playground for intimacy. The combination of soft skin, nerve endings, and tension buildup makes it a prime spot for igniting deep pleasure. Imagine this scenario. After a long, exhausting day, she finally gets a moment to relax. You step behind her, placing your hands gently on her shoulders. With slow, deliberate movements, you massage away the stress, letting your fingers glide down the curve of her back. As you reach the lower back, where tension often accumulates, you apply just enough pressure to release built-up stress, while simultaneously sparking deep relaxation. The act isn't just about physical pleasure. It creates an emotional bond, making her feel cared for, desired, and deeply connected to you. Another way to make use of this powerful weakness is during moments of closeness. Running your fingers lightly down her spine as you whisper in her ear can send a rush of tingles through her entire body. Even something as simple as tracing small circles on her lower back while holding her close in public can make her feel protected, cherished, and undeniably attracted to you. Understanding how to use the back as a trigger for pleasure can completely change the way a woman responds to your touch. It's about creating anticipation, building intimacy, and making her feel completely lost in the moment with you. Weakness 3, hips. The symbol of feminine power and sensuality. The hips are more than just a physical feature. They represent power, sensuality, and deep-rooted attraction. There's a reason why a woman's swaying hips can be so hypnotizing. They are hardwired to be one of the most magnetic parts of her body. Not only are they physically sensitive, but they also hold a psychological connection to femininity, confidence, and desire. When touched or held the right way, the hips evoke deep-seated pleasure. Whether through a firm grip, a slow caress, or a guiding touch, this area can create instant chemistry. For example, imagine you're on a dance floor, the music playing softly in the background. You step closer, placing your hands gently yet firmly on her hips, guiding her movements with yours. The simple act of leading her in rhythm, while maintaining close proximity, heightens the tension and attraction, making the moment unforgettable. But even outside of dancing, the hips hold undeniable power. When a man places his hands on a woman's hips while pulling her closer, it sends a signal of confidence and control, something that many women find incredibly attractive. A light trace of fingertips along the hip bones while sitting beside each other, or a slow squeeze during an embrace, can send a wave of desire through her body. The hips also play a key role in building arousal before intimacy. Subtle teasing movements, such as pressing against her hips or brushing your fingers along the curve, can awaken deep sensations of pleasure. It's a nonverbal way of communicating attraction and dominance, showing her that you understand what makes her feel desired. Weakness 4, lips. The ultimate symbol of passion and connection. A woman's lips are one of the most powerful erogenous zones, yet many underestimate their importance. The lips are packed with thousands of nerve endings, making them highly sensitive to touch, temperature, and pressure. This is why even the lightest brush of lips against each other can send a rush of sensation through the body, igniting deep emotional and physical attraction. A single kiss isn't just an expression of affection, it's a scientifically proven trigger for arousal. When a man kisses a woman, her body releases oxytocin, the love hormone, dopamine, and adrenaline, intensifying the feeling of desire and connection. This biochemical reaction makes kissing an incredibly powerful tool for attraction. Imagine this, after a long, exhausting day, she finally gets home, feeling drained from stress. But then you take her face gently in your hands, look into her eyes, and press your lips softly against hers. In that moment, her body relaxes, her mind resets, and she feels a deep sense of closeness to you. A passionate, lingering kiss can erase the world around her, making her focus entirely on the moment, on you, and on the chemistry between you both. But the magic of lips goes beyond just kissing. A teasing, slow approach, brushing your lips near hers before pulling back slightly, builds anticipation, making her crave your touch even more. A playful bite on the lower lip, a soft kiss along the edge of her mouth, or even gentle tracing of a finger along her lips can increase desire before a kiss even happens. Lips are not just a tool of seduction, they are an emotional bridge between two people. Mastering how to use them effectively can make you unforgettable in her mind, creating moments that linger long after the kiss is over. Weakness 5, neck, the delicate zone of shivers and anticipation. The neck is one of the most overlooked yet incredibly powerful erogenous zones on a woman's body. The reason? The skin here is thin, sensitive, and filled with nerve endings, making it hyper-receptive to even the lightest touch. A single stroke, kiss, or whisper can send shivers down her spine, instantly increasing attraction and excitement. Many men underestimate the power of the neck's vulnerability. When touched the right way, it can create an intense reaction, one that is both physical and psychological. The secret lies in the approach, soft, slow, and deliberate movements that build tension and anticipation. Picture this. You're on a date, sitting close together, the conversation flowing effortlessly. As she laughs, you lightly brush your fingers along the side of her neck, tracing small, slow circles. She shudders slightly, her body instinctively responding to the unexpected, intimate touch. That one moment has now shifted the dynamic between you, making the atmosphere even more charged with attraction. Another powerful way to use the neck as a weakness is through kisses and whispers. Leaning in close, allowing your breath to warm her skin before gently pressing your lips against her jawline or the hollow of her neck creates an unforgettable sensation. Soft whispers, especially deep, slow words of affection, can have just as much impact. The combination of warmth, sound, and touch creates an irresistible mix that heightens both emotional and physical closeness. Even simple gestures like placing a hand on the back of her neck while guiding her closer can amplify feelings of connection and chemistry. The neck is a zone of anticipation. When you touch it correctly, you don't just create pleasure, you make her feel completely immersed in the moment with you. Weakness 6, ears, the sensory gateway to instant attraction. The ears are one of the most underrated pleasure points on a woman's body, yet they can be incredibly powerful triggers for arousal. The reason? The skin around the ears, especially behind them, is extremely thin and packed with nerve endings, making it highly sensitive to the softest touch, the warmest breath, or the slightest sound. Many men don't realize that the ears are both a physical and psychological weakness. The sensation of light kisses, teasing whispers, or even gentle breathing near the ears can send shivers through her entire body. Why? Because the ears connect directly to the nervous system, meaning that stimulation in this area can trigger immediate physical responses, like goosebumps, deep breathing, or even subtle moans of pleasure. Imagine this. It's a quiet, intimate moment between you and her. You lean in close, your lips just inches from her ear, and in a low, deep voice, you whisper something playful or affectionate. Instantly, she feels a rush of sensation, not just from your words, but from the warmth of your breath and the deep intimacy of the moment. Her heart rate quickens, her body tenses slightly, and suddenly she's completely focused on you. But whispers aren't the only way to activate this weakness. Running your fingers gently along the curve of her ear, tucking her hair behind her ear while letting your fingertips brush against her skin, or even trailing light kisses along her earlobe can heighten attraction within seconds. The beauty of ear stimulation is that it works even in the most innocent-seeming situations. A light touch while she's talking, a soft whisper in a public place, or even the simple act of grazing her ear with your lips during a hug can create a surge of unexpected excitement. Because ears are linked to both auditory and physical pleasure. The way you speak, breathe, and touch in this area can completely change how she perceives intimacy with you. When you learn to master this subtle yet powerful erogenous zone, you'll have an effortless way to make her melt in your presence. Weakness 7, breasts and nipples, the ultimate erogenous zone. The breasts and nipples are among the most sensitive and responsive areas of a woman's body. They are loaded with thousands of nerve endings, making them incredibly receptive to touch, temperature changes, and even subtle movements. This is why they play such a crucial role in arousal and intimacy. For many women, stimulation of the breasts and nipples can be as pleasurable as more direct physical contact. It's not just about touch, it's about how you touch. A light trace of fingers, a slow and teasing movement, or even a warm breath over the skin can create a tingling sensation that spreads through her entire body. Imagine this. A couple is sharing a quiet, intimate moment together. He begins by gently running his fingers along the curve of her collarbone, moving downward, slowly tracing the outline of her breast without rushing. This simple act creates anticipation, making her hyper-aware of every touch. And when he finally presses his lips softly against her skin, a rush of sensation spreads through her, deepening the connection between them. But it's not just about physical pleasure. It's emotional too. Breasts are often associated with comfort, trust, and deep intimacy. A woman who feels cherished and appreciated in this way will respond not just physically, but emotionally, creating an even stronger bond between her and her partner. A mistake many men make is assuming intensity is always the key, when in reality, slow, deliberate movements often generate the strongest reactions. A light flick, a slow swirl of a fingertip around the nipple, or even a gentle breath can create waves of pleasure. The element of surprise, switching between soft touches, kisses, and teasing pauses, only heightens the experience. The secret to making this one of the most powerful weaknesses is attention to detail. Not all women enjoy the same type of touch, so reading her reactions, listening to subtle cues, and adjusting your approach will transform a simple touch into an electrifying experience. Weakness 8, the unexpected gateway to pleasure. Feet may not be the first thing that comes to mind when talking about a woman's weaknesses, but they are surprisingly sensitive and highly receptive to touch. This is because the soles of the feet contain thousands of nerve endings, making them incredibly responsive to different types of sensations. Many people associate foot massages with relaxation, but few realize that foot stimulation can actually trigger arousal. A well-executed foot massage doesn't just ease tension, it can activate pleasure pathways in the brain, making a woman feel more relaxed, more connected, and more receptive to intimacy. Picture this. A woman has had a long, exhausting day. She kicks off her heels and sighs in relief. Her partner, sensing her fatigue, gently takes her foot in his hands and begins to knead the tension away with slow, firm movements. As his fingers press into the soft arch of her foot, she begins to melt into the moment, feeling not just physical relief, but also a growing sense of closeness and appreciation. But the power of foot stimulation doesn't stop at massages. Soft, teasing touches, gentle kisses along the ankle, or even tracing slow circles with fingertips can send unexpected shivers up her spine. Many women don't realize how sensitive their feet truly are until they experience this type of slow, deliberate attention. Beyond physical pleasure, foot stimulation also has a deeply psychological effect. A woman who allows her partner to touch and caress her feet is demonstrating trust and vulnerability, which in turn enhances intimacy on a whole new level. The more comfortable she feels, the stronger the bond becomes, making her even more responsive to touch elsewhere. So while feet might not be the first place you think of when it comes to attraction, never underestimate the power of a well-placed touch, kiss, or massage. It's not just about the physical sensation, it's about creating an experience that makes her feel cared for, appreciated, and deeply connected to you. Weakness 9, scalp, the hidden erogenous zone few talk about. The scalp is one of the most overlooked erogenous zones on a woman's body, yet it holds an incredible amount of sensitivity and pleasure potential. Why? Because the scalp is densely packed with nerve endings, meaning even the gentlest stimulation can create an instant reaction. Think about how amazing it feels when someone runs their fingers through your hair. That tingling sensation that spreads down your neck and shoulders, leaving you completely relaxed. Now take that feeling and imagine it amplified in an intimate setting. That's the power of scalp stimulation. A slow, deliberate touch on the scalp can send waves of pleasure throughout the entire body. Running fingers through her hair, massaging the base of her skull, or even lightly scratching with fingertips can be intensely pleasurable. This is because the scalp is directly connected to the nervous system, meaning stimulation here can activate deep relaxation and arousal at the same time. Imagine a quiet evening together. She's lying down, resting her head in her partner's lap, eyes closed. He gently trails his fingers from her forehead to the back of her head, massaging slow, steady circles. She exhales deeply, feeling her tension melt away. Every touch feels both soothing and intimate, creating a moment of pure connection. The key to using scalp stimulation as a tool for intimacy is to mix different types of touch, gentle strokes, soft massaging, light scratching, and even playful tugs of the hair. This variety of sensations keeps the experience fresh and deeply pleasurable. A woman who feels deeply relaxed is also more receptive to deeper connection, both emotionally and physically. The scalp may not be the most obvious weakness, but when used correctly, it can be one of the most powerful ways to heighten intimacy and attraction. Weakness 10, lower abdomen, the zone of sensual anticipation. The lower abdomen, the area just above the hips and below the rib cage, is one of the most underrated yet highly sensitive erogenous zones on a woman's body. This region is packed with nerve endings and is in close proximity to reproductive organs, making it a powerful area for building anticipation and excitement. Why is the lower abdomen so powerful? Because it's a zone of teasing and anticipation. It's not about direct contact. It's about slow, intentional touches that build tension. A simple brush of fingers, a slow trail of lips along the skin, or a warm breath near the navel can send a deep shiver through her entire body. Picture this: a couple is lying together enjoying an intimate moment. He slowly traces his fingers along the side of her waist down to her lower abdomen, moving in slow, lazy circles. The anticipation alone makes her hyper-aware of every movement, sending waves of excitement through her body. The closer the touch moves without fully reaching its destination, the stronger the effect. The lower abdomen is also deeply tied to emotional security. A woman who allows her partner to touch this area is demonstrating trust and openness, making the experience not just physically stimulating but also emotionally meaningful. Mastering the art of teasing touch in this area can make a man irresistible in a woman's eyes. Slow, deliberate movements, light kisses, and the element of anticipation turn this often ignored area into one of her biggest weaknesses. Conclusion: understanding a woman's deepest weaknesses. Every woman has unique psychological and physical triggers that make her feel deeply connected, desired, and cherished. From the soft caress of her scalp to the teasing touch of her lower abdomen, these 10 weaknesses are not just about physical pleasure. They tap into the emotional and psychological aspects of attraction. When you understand these sensitivities, you create a powerful bond that goes beyond the surface. It's about making her feel seen, understood, and truly valued. So whether it's a gentle touch, a lingering gaze, or an intimate moment, the key to attraction is attention to detail. Want to know more secrets about what truly drives attraction? Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more fascinating psychological insights.